Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, September 12th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 37 of 2023, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 69 degrees with a high of 77 and a low of 63. Welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles, and laughs. And hey, even if you don't color, come in for the companionship and the pretty pictures. Alrighty, welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That's always fun. And welcome to my Facebook peeps, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, who watch this broadcast when I download this to there. Hey Dorothy, how you doing? So tonight I'll be working on 3 projects. Now sometimes I don't get to all 3, but they're on deck, so we'll see what happens. So this first one is a duet from an upcoming book that I'm working on, Tall Ships Jubilee. All my books have the name Jubilee in it, except for a couple titles. And we've been working our way through this piece. I think it's turning out beautifully, and you guys that have been posting, beautiful. And our second project, since we just finished one earlier from Fine Color, is I'm going to pick an image out of my Norman Rockwell. I love his work. Images are absolutely beautiful. Oh, and by the way, this one here, when I was flipping through this book real quick, we were trying to figure out what this one was all about. So this one is called April Fool 1945. And the idea of the piece is to just be silly and let people find things that are wrong with it, just stuff going on, or just silly stuff. So I looked that up on Google, and there's just a bunch of silly things on here, like the guy's got a halo, for example. There's a penguin up here. So that's what that's all about. He did a couple of these. All right. So anyway, there are just some beautiful images in here, Americana. So we'll pick out something to color out of here. Let's see. Yeah, springtime 1933 on this one. Oh, home from vacation. That's what this one is. So hello to everybody that's coming in. If you're new, say hello. We don't bite. I have got the best peeps in the world. So anyway, I'll be picking a piece out to do out of this book. And if you want this book, I can send you the affiliate link for it. On the affiliate, we get a few pennies from the sale. Doesn't cost you anything at all. gorgeous books. I buy them just for the pictures. And then our third one that I've been working on is Victoriana by Ellie Marks. Let me grab that book here. That's the book if you're curious about how that looks. And that's a pretty neat book too. Okay. So let me quit yakking here and we'll get going on coloring. So let me know real quick how you're doing today. Sometimes I ask, I'll say win, lose, or draw. So for those of you that are here, your day today, is it a win, a lose, or a draw? I'll say draw. Everything's quiet. Alrighty. Linda, Dorothy, you doing okay? Linda says draw. That's a good thing. Okay, so here is our tall ship. And I still need to do a little bit more in the waves area here. But now I'm to the point on this where I can take pencils. Because see, I was using eyeshadow. And what you do with eyeshadow, if you want to get into small areas, is use your blending stumps. And these work beautifully. Oh my gosh, they're wonderful for doing this. And you know, rub it on and it rubs it in. But also it allows you to get into those little crevices and stuff and be very accurate with it. So now I'm ready to go into pencils. And let me grab an orange that I want. Oh, Michelle says a win. She saw a train today. Woohoo! All right, Michelle. So I want to go ahead and emphasize my waves with this orange. And then we'll get working on the boat itself, the ship. Hello, Sandy. Dorothy says, bought a beautiful, yeah, Dorothy, beautiful day, bought a walker for me. Now I might get out of the house more often. Excellent. So I would say that's a win. Okay, so now I'm going to work in this orange. I'm going to finger blend that a little bit as I go along. I'm in the lower left-hand corner at the moment with this. Now, everybody on grayscale is used to doing light, medium, dark, you know, with your pencils. Light pencil in light areas, medium pencil in medium areas, and your darker pencil colors or whatever color, whatever media you're using in the dark. But eventually you get to the point where you want to go ahead and start doing some custom edits on the page. And that's what I'm doing right now. Let me pull out. And this whole piece has an orange tinge to it. No, I'm not going to spray before I start the ship. I'm just going to use my paper towel. And what Sandy is talking about is spraying with the fixative. And that's the Krylon 1306 that I use. Now, notice how this orange is starting to tint in and give a beautiful look to this whole thing. Let me pull in a little bit more. And I'm going to put a very light layer of orange on this dark area here in the lower right hand corner. We're just going to tint that. And then I'm going to finger blend. Okay, let's move over. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday to one and all, says Maggie. Maggie likes to sing her little song when she comes in. So now I'm adding my orange highlights. And again, I want you to notice that I'm lightly skimming over the top of my darker colors with my orange. All right. Isn't this gorgeous? And this is where, guys, it is extremely critical. I always tell you when you start to color something, whether it's this or something else, tint in your colors, which means you don't come in pile driving your pencils. Just work your colors in. Until you're happy with what you have. All right. And yes, you can run colored pencil over eyeshadow. I've been asked that question. Okay, now I want you to notice that on this left-hand side, I'm coming in a little bit darker with my orange. So this area right here is just a little bit darker than this right here. So you can play with this shading and this shadowing. And that's exactly what I'm doing. See how I'm creating that line right there? And then I'm going to come in with a gray pencil. Let's see, we'll go a little darker than that. And I'm going to put a little bit of gray on here. We'll start at the bottom of that line, that orange line that I put in. Check it out. Now, you might notice that your pencil is looking a little rougher than your eyeshadow. So take your blending stump or your blending pencil and work that area. Okay. Let me grab my chalks here. Sit tight a minute. Now, again, you can use eyeshadow or chalks. Either one will work. Let me pull out. Now, if you're starting to get into bigger areas like this over here, use your chalks. When you're doing detail work, use your pencils. Okay. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of pink to this where my orange is. Check it out. And I'm going to put a little bit of that pink into the water. Isn't that cool? Let's see. Now I'm going to go back to my yellow. And this area here where the sun is the brightest, remember up here we've got our sun. I erased out some of the yellow here. So right behind the mast is that bright part, the whitest part. So this is where that water is going to reflect the proximity of the sun. Check it out. Isn't that beautiful? Creek. Now notice how I'm highlighting this high point with the yellow. And what I want you to notice is as I'm adding the yellow, it darkens our other areas. And that's exactly what I want. All right. And then I'm going to pop over to the right here and reinvigorate some of the yellow that I put on earlier. Check it out. All right, let me pull out so you can see what the heck is going on here. I love it. Questions? Comments? Not hard. Okay. Now, this piece in itself right now, the way that I've got it, would look absolutely beautiful as is. In other words, you could go ahead, I'm just tweaking up here. You could go ahead and leave the ship gray. And just go with the background. But for the purpose of doing this, I'm going to go ahead and complete the picture. And start putting in the colors on the boat. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to take a second and I'm going to take a picture of this so that when I go ahead and post, I can show the two ideas. So give me a second here while I do that. Let me move my camera. There we go. That way I don't want to be looking at this and say, oh boy, you know, when I post, I wish I had shown this when the rest of this was just the background. And you may want to do the same thing for yours. Okay, let's go ahead and start working on our ship. All right, let me relaunch here. Hold on. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm having an absolute ball doing this picture. And if you follow me and pace me, it'll be a great learning experience for you as well. Okay. I'm going to switch over to my sponge tip applicator here. These are the ones I always love because they're like 3 inches, which is great because I have bigger hands. If anybody wants to pick these up, I have the affiliate for you. And I'm going to take my medium orange and I'm going to tint my sails. And I'm actually going to take my scraper knife here. We'll go ahead and get that orange on there just very lightly. Be careful with your orange that you don't get into your beautiful colors next to the sails. If you're using pencil, take a light orange and go over your sails. All right, let me scrape in a little more orange here. Check it out. Now I'm going to come in with a little bit with a slightly darker orange. And notice that I'm not covering the whole thing. I'm just putting a little swish of the darker orange on my sails. Now, look at the difference between, let me pull out. Look at the difference between this sail and this one, where I've got the darker orange. Your dark orange, a little goes a long way. Check it out. Okay, we done good. Let me put the lid on my chalks for the moment. Actually, I'm not going to do that. So we've got the back end of our boat here. Ship. I don't want the captain to hear me calling his ship a boat. He'll make me walk the gangplank. And then I wouldn't be able to finish this tutorial with you. So I'm going to take a lighter orange. And tint the back of the ship. Don't get too light with it. And then I'm going to take that same orange, and on this one sail here, I'm going to tint it as well. And that's going to lighten this up a little bit. And be careful that you don't color over your sunspot, which is what I just did. So I'll very gently remove that layer. There we go. And I'm also going to take my orange and I'm going to kick it over to the sky. In other words, I'm going to tone down that yellow just a little bit. In this one area only. Okay, and we'll brush that off. All right, let me cover my chalks here and set them aside so I don't dump them. And clean off my hands. And this is what you should have so far. Hold on, I gotta get a baby wipe. Baby wipes are the best for cleaning hands of chalk. And don't forget to wipe up your table area. All right. Guys, any questions? Okay. And again, for anybody that's late coming in, this picture is available, uncolored of course, for you to download and then go back and look at all the broadcasts that I had when starting this up. Okay. Now I'm going to take my gray pencil and I'm going to start, hold on, I got to find my swatch sheet. I'm going to start to detail in my sails. Follow the curvature here of your gray. Creak. And blend that just a little bit with my finger. Who's coloring this with me tonight? Maggie, Linda. Sandy, excellent. Now, notice how by adding these lines like this, it really makes that sail look crinkled. All right, and then I'm going to pop over to this little triangular one. Now you've got two sails here. You've got this one here and this little triangular one right here. So I'm going to shade in my sail that's in the background a little bit. And then that way it gives this guy an ability to shine. See how by shading this, these two now are standing out more? Now, I'm going to add artistic discretion. I'm going to add a line here, a couple of them, just to wrinkle that sail a little bit. And then we'll move over to this one here. Notice how the edge of it is turned up. It's curved and turned up, and I'm emphasizing that with my gray to the right of it. And then we'll shade in this little V area right here. Check it out. And then I'm going to slide to the right. I'm moving my picture to the right. I'm actually going to the left of the picture as we're looking at it. And on that sail that's being backlit by the sun, if you look on your picture, there's a number of wires and cords going up to it in front of it. See it? So we'll go ahead and catch those as well. And then I'm going to blend that a little bit with my finger. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my Payne's Gray . Hold on one second here. I know that a number of you like to watch first and then the next day go ahead and follow what I've been showing on the video, which will be a video for you. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the front of the boat. Ship. And I'm going to take my Payne's Gray and I'm going to darken in these small areas. Now, if you look very carefully, you'll see lighter lines around the front. See them? I'm coloring in between those. Okay. And notice now how those lighter areas are starting to pop out, which of course is the point. And then I'm going to get my Prismacolor black. And I'm going to come in with a black. Now, I'm just going to use that black in the corners of where I put the gray. So in other words, I'm not doing a complete color over where my Payne's gray is. I'm just using my black in the corners of where that light stuff is. Everybody understand what I mean? You are accenting with the black. You are not completely covering over it. I'm sorry, you're not completely covering over the gray, the Payne's gray. Linda, you've got it. Thank you. Do you see this little bow wood here? I'm just coloring around the edge of that. And that part's going to pop out, even though it's dark. See it? Same thing over here. Can you guys see where that beam is coming across the front of the ship? Yes, no, maybe? And also we have this cutting edge in the front here. Now, if you need a magnifier to see this, you know, some lights have the magnifier built in. Use that. It is well worth it. Okay, now, we've got this netting that's coming down. We need to get in between those netting lines with your black. Can everybody see that? and I'll blend that just a little bit. All right, I'm going to pop over just a little bit to the right. You can see that piece of wood that's cutting through the water. I'm sure there's a nautical name for it. I have no idea what it is. But I'm going to shade on either side of it. And then on the right hand side of whatever that thing is, I'm doing the same with my black, as I'm just spritzing in a little bit of this black color. Quick blend with my finger. And then I'm going to pull out. Can you guys see now how that intricate detail has popped up because of the way we did this? Please let me know if you can see that. And I'm going to grab some water. Okay. And this is the overall look now that we have. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my black and accent in my waves in front of the ship. Now, I took my black pencil and I did one streak here on this wood part, just to give that a little bit dimension as well. Let's blend that. And remember how I've taught you that by shading underneath the top of that wave, that's going to make that crest look really cool. So right underneath that orange that I put in earlier, we're going to darken that with the black, and then we're going to blend that out. I'm having way too much fun with this. Pull out. And then I've got my small lines here, just my little scooches here of the black. And then I'm going to come in here. You know where I'm going with this, right? We're going to put the black underneath these waves here. And look how those cresting waves pop out. Nobody should have any problem with cresting waves. Hold on, I've got a begging cat. What? Oh, Domino, make up your mind. Come on. Any question about how I'm darkening underneath these waves and how that's making them really pop out? Check it out. Look how cool that looks right here. Love it. I'm going to go over to the left here. And notice on the left here, I'm staying near the top, right, underneath that lip. And that's creating our wave line. Now I'm going to go out into the our ocean here a little bit. This is just a little tweak that I'm doing. Don't go too dark. And be sure to blend in. Okay. Let me pull out. Now, one last little thing I'm going to do before I switch projects. We've got two ships here in the background, little blotches. So I'm going to use my black and my gray, because this little puppy has sails as well. I'm using a light gray to catch that sail. A little bit of a smudge here. Everybody see that? Let's see how close I can get for you. So I actually, this is a light bluish gray that I use to accent those sails. We don't want to lose that that ship. And then we've got another one, which is just a little smudge. So I'm going to use my Payne's gray instead of the black. we'll go ahead and add a little bit of a mast. And then I'll smudge that with my pencil. But see, you can get a surprising amount of detail on that little guy. How cool is that? Okay, time to switch projects. So we got the very front of the ship done. I need to do the back half, which I did. I added some orange highlight there, and then we'll detail. We'll work up the ropes here and the rigging, and then work our sails as we get near the top. So check it out. Yeah, Linda, I can back out. What area do you want me to focus on, Linda? Okay, sure. Is that what you want? Too far in, too far out? You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out. Anybody else need to see anything before I go on to my next project? I'm just blending here. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this at the moment. Next project. So I picked up these two Norman Rockwell books. We've done a coloring from this one. In fact, we did this one, the Saturday Evening Post. I love these books. Yeah, this is the one that we did. Let's see what this one's called. Oh, The Discovery. Oh, Dewey versus Truman. Saying Grace. Babysitting. Anybody else enjoying Norman Rockwell like I do? Oh, Zookeeper with a sandwich and this lion. Lion and Zookeeper. And of course, we all recognize this one, right? Anyway, okay. So this is Norman Rockwell Classics. This one's the other one that I didn't have, Norman Rockwell's American Life. So I need to pick one. No, I'm not going to do that one. And these are just simple titles on this. This is called Repairing Stained Glass. And it's funny because after a while, you can tell what they're called. This is called The Rookie. Anybody see one that you're particularly interested in me doing? New TV set is this one. Oh, we'll get one here. Santa's Helper on this one. Guys, do you see one that you particularly like? U.S. Census. Doc Melhorn and the Pearly Gates. Not sure why it's called that, but okay. That one's awfully cute. Medicine Giver. I may go with that one. Springtime. So this obviously have to do with Santa Claus, Santa and the Globe. This one's awfully cute. All right, guys, I'm debating between this one and this one. Anyone care to express an opinion? All right, I'll do this one. Hopefully comments are not acting up. Now this paper on here is pretty good. Let me label the back so I know what I'm working on here. Okay. All right, comment check. Would somebody please say hello or hi or something of that nature? Thank you, Linda. All right, I'm going to start on the skin tones. Now, we can have a lot of fun with this night because that's going to be gold colors. So base color on our skin. Now, I think that this is a neck brace right here. This is just called the Age of Romance. So guys, what are you coloring while I'm coloring this? So skin color, our base color here. I'm working with a light, medium, and dark flesh. Okay. Maggie, what's the love comment for? All right, so I'm starting on the flesh area. Oh, Maggie, I'm dense. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Okay. Let me just check something real quick here. And then we've got his knees uncovered, so that'll look pretty cool. Now, I get a lot of questions about how to select colors. And what I always suggest that people do is to color the familiar. So in this case, I would recommend going ahead and coloring the skin tones. And then as you start coloring your skin tones, you'll start getting ideas for the rest of it. So remember, light, medium, dark on our skin tone. And then we need to figure out on his footy let me see what we got here. Yeah. We'll make those toes. Now that's another thing too, guys. Some of you get really freaked out when you can't tell what something is. So the answer is make a decision and go with it. And I love this little dog here that's next to the little boy. Okay. So guys, anybody else? What are you coloring? All right. This is going to look really cool. Sandy's Into the City and Girl, which is a wonderful book. Linda's Working Santa in His Toy Room. Santa's Christmas by Ruth Sanderson. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, And I'm really not a fan of the book. I've never read them. Am I the only one that thinks that looks like Harry Potter? Agree, disagree? The glasses. Yeah, The City and Girl is a Korean coloring book. I've got that one. All right. I don't know why that popped to mind. Like I said, I'm not a Harry Potter person at all. Oh, I think I told you guys, you know that I like The Godfather. I've always wanted to read the book. I finally got a hold of the book at a discount bookstore. I think it's ABC Books or something like that. $5. Amazon wanted like 25 or something like that. Okay, so her hands are completely covered by his armor and robe. All right, that's what I wanted to know. All right, let's pop down to the bottom here. So now I'm going to pull my medium color of my flesh colors. Is everybody squared away on coloring skin? So now I'm going through and I'm going to shade. That means we'll go ahead and get our features in. Notice that I'm coloring in the area next to the nose that I always color. And guys, just to give you a sneak peek, I am starting a whole new series of coloring pages. And sometime over the next week or so, I'll be starting to release them. They will be available on an individual basis, which means if you want to purchase, you just contact me by messenger. All right, so there's the face. Now the shading is where on the surface that you're coloring. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the surface that you're coloring in the little divots and light and dark areas. So when you get to something like the knee, this is shaded here. But I'm also going to add a little bit of shading on top of the knee. So Linda has purchased my new hummingbird book. Linda, do you want to tell everybody why? And notice how I'm working on this shading, that the center part of the leg is getting lighter and lighter. That's the point. And notice how that dimension now is picking up on the leg. Let me pull out just a little bit more. All right. And we'll slide over here. We'll go ahead and put a little divot in the knee already. Now, If you guys don't know where to put a marking or a divot when you're coloring a leg, follow my example, and then as you start to get used to doing it, you'll just start naturally doing it. This is why I do my duets, because I show you exactly what I'm doing and I ask that you pace me. All right. And I'm going to put a little mark here for the ankle bone. See it? Linda, did you hear me about the book, the hummingbird book? And then we're going to go ahead and, put our additional color here inside where the toes are. We're just going to scooch in a little color there. Okay, let me pull out, and then you can see where we are. Isn't that ridiculously cute? All right, I'm going to grab some water. I get so involved in this stuff. Right, I know you're getting your hummingbird on Thursday, but what I was asking you is to explain to everybody else why you ordered it and why it's so important to you. I think mine's coming in on Thursday as well. Okay, so let's go up to our faces. Now, this is obviously a dream of the little boy who's reading the book. So we need to lighten our shading and our coloring on it. Here we go. And then I'm going to go back to my little boy, and I'm going to use my third color, which is my what? My cinnamon, Faber-Castell. And this is where we're really going to see the features of the face. And notice now with my cinnamon, I'm sticking closer or close to the edges. Check it out and check out now how we're getting all this depth. Depth, dimension, detail. And remember that when you darken the outside of your skin with your cinnamon, that's what starts to give you the dimensional look. Skin is not hard. Oh, Linda, you had to reboot? Okay. Okay. Then I'll go down to the hand. and check out how our third color, close to our edge, is giving us a lot of dimension. Okay. And then I'm going to work our legs here. And I'll pull out in a second here so you can see this. And that dark line right there. Linda, are you all set now? Okay. Did you hear my question about why you bought the hummingbird book? That if you'd be willing to explain why that was important to you? All right, notice how I'm putting the shadow line here next to the calf. You sent me a text telling me why that hummingbird book was so important to you. And I was asking you if you wanted to share that with the rest of the group. The Melanoma Research Foundation adopted the hummingbird as its mascot. Since I've had melanoma twice, says Linda, and survived, hummingbirds are very special to me. Oh. Well, that was fortuitous that I decided to do a book on hummingbirds. Okay, hanging close to the edge. Darkening around that shoe. And back up the other side of the leg. Check it out. Let me pull out. And of course I have to do the other hand. Look at the difference between the first hand and the second hand. So there's my medium on my hand. And then the dark. Which is my cinnamon. That's my go-to pencil. That along with Payne's Gray and Prismacolor Black are the ones, oh, and Faber-Castell 103. Those are pencils that I buy extra of. Okay, and I'm going to go back down to the bottom here with my cinnamon. And we'll go ahead and shade those, the toes. Now on this area here, this is actually skin. So I need to catch up there with my light, medium, and dark. So Linda, does this mean that if I do 10 volumes of hummingbirds, you'll buy all 10? Oh my gosh. Okay, now it has occurred to me that we've got a strap going across the top of the foot. So I need to draw that in. I was thinking how odd that was to have a fold of skin. It's not skin, it's a strap. And when that ink dries, I'll, of course, go ahead and erase the flesh color out of it. And then on this other one, we'll put in a strap as well. Which of course is giving my ink pen heck because it's picking up the wax. So I have to clean off the tip on my paper towel. And after that dries, I'll go over it one more time, not tonight, because I have other things I need to do. All right, now I'm going to pop up to my Maiden and the Night. We're using the cinnamon, which is the darkest. Oh, let me go back to my boy here. We're going to add a little bit of cheek color, not much. So we'll just put in a little bit of a flush. And a little bit on the ear. Okay. So, dark flesh color. We'll start to define our maiden. Darkest color towards the outside. Shading around the nose and the eye. Let me zip out a little bit of the color that I put in here. There we go. And that would be Vicky yawning. What was that? And then we'll go ahead and shade in the neck just a little bit. Okay. And then we need to pop over to Harry Potter. Darkest color around the extreme edge. We'll shade around that nose. Finger blend. Little bit of pink. And then we'll give her some color as well. We can give her a little more pink. And then my lightest pencil will soften and blend that up a little bit. Finger blend. All right. Any questions or comments so far? You see the techniques that I'm using. Okay, next project. We're just chugging right along here. Our Victorian bride from Victoriana. And let me grab some more water. Are you learning something tonight? Okay. Linda says probably. Okay. That's a different answer. You guys crack me up, I'll tell you. Creak. All right. I missed a leaf. I did. That's for buying your hummingbird books? Yeah. Okay, I deserved it. I deserved it. Okay, so I'm going to come in with a darker green. And I'm going to smudge that in. Is Michelle still watching, Linda? Hey, Michelle, if you're still watching, let me know which picture you like the best. Ah! Michelle, which picture do you like the best? Do you like the tall ship best? Do you like the little boy reading his book best? Or do you like the bride? Which one is your favorite? The tall ship. Okay, check out the dimension here that we have with the extra leaf color. Let me put a light green here. We'll go ahead and get these stems colored in with a lighter green. And then I'm going to come back with my, or I should say come in with a dark red. Let's see here. All right. Love these teeny tiny spots. So we'll come in with our red color at the base. And then our pink. Come back with a little more red here. Check it out. Isn't that beautiful? And then got to do this guy. And then I'm going to take a Payne's Gray, and I'm just going to nudge in a little bit of color in the center by outlining the leaves a little bit, the petals a little bit. You don't need much, just a little bit. Remember, when you add a color, you want to see the effect, not the color itself in this case. There we go. Let's pull out. And I'm taking my lightest pink and blending over that gray a little bit. All right. Now, on my vase, I'm going to come in with a pale green. Isn't that pretty? Now, I accidentally colored something pink that needs to be that green. Guys, what's the most important part of your page? The back of that vase needs to be green and not pink. The part you're working on, that's right. And what that means is, just because we have a little vase here, I'm still going to work through all the detail. For example, erasing out the back and that was pink and making it green. I'm going to go through all the detail to make it look really cool. So even if you're coloring a little teeny tiny leaf, you want to do the best possible job with it that you can. Oh, that green is beautiful, isn't it? By the way, I know that I told you this before, but I just thought of it. Do you remember that I told you, and I need you guys to tell me yes or no? Do you guys remember that I told you that when you do playback of this broadcast, you can change the speed so that it goes a little faster? So I found out that if you set it to 1.5, you can still hear me without me sounding like a chipmunk. And it's a really neat way to see the coloring. You can still understand me, and it goes a lot faster. Isn't that a pretty vase? Is everybody clear on what I'm telling you? This is important for those of you that like to watch my broadcast after the fact and then color. Ah! Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Great. Here, let me take the last few minutes of this broadcast and show you. That'll be the best way. Okay, so I'm going to go to my broadcast from yesterday. And what you want to do is go to full screen view. Oh, why am I not seeing this? All right. Hold on, bear with me. Oh, there's Sandy's ship. Did she finished? Let me get there. Oh, there's Angie's. Oh, her husband says that he likes the ghost ship. Yeah. All right, hold on. I got to get to a broadcast here. Okay, here's Mondays. Let's see if this shows up here. Okay, there we go. So you go into the Facebook group. Let me turn the sound up. I am live. It is week 37 of 2023. And in my neck of the woods, it is currently 76 degrees. And you'll see these little round dots right here. With a high of 83. In the right-hand corner. Of 61. So alrighty, not too bad. You press on that and it says playback speed. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my and podcast. You click on that. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat. Let me turn that down a minute. You click on that and you get half speed, 1, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, and 2. 2 does not work because I end up sounding like a chipmunk and you can't tell what's going on. So I click on 1 1/2. Happy Monday to one and all, says Maggie. Maggie likes to say when she walks in the door. Hello, Linda. Medium at the top. Okay, see how much faster it goes? Let me pull in here. Let me get to a spot where I'm talking a little more. Look of your picture. So I'm going to close down my yellow a little bit. See how much faster it goes? Now, if I go to 2 with my orange, and that's because I want this to look a little more stormy. Now, the area, if you follow what I'm doing, you want to leave your light yellow open. In other words, this the light yellow is highlighting the ship. So this is playback 2. Okay, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take a moment and spray this with my fix stick. This is my workable fix stick by Krylon, number 1306. You're going to hear a little clacking. So I think 1 1/2 works best, but you can decide. Is everybody clear how to find that? So you go into our group, you find the video, you click on the little round circle with the dots in it, that gives you playback speed, and then you just pick whatever one you want. You may be able to go with 2, but that's totally up to you. All right. Now you know. Okay, let me get back to where I was. So guys, I'm ready to call it an evening. It is the witching hour. I'm hungry. And we've got some pretty colors going for the vase. Any questions about anything that I've done tonight? Let me pull out. So here's where we are on Victoriana. I'll be spending more time on this one. I've been spending a lot of time on the ship. We're close to getting done with the ship, and then I'll have a new duet, a new freebie for everybody. So here's our Norman Rockwell picture with the little boy reading the book, and this is what he's reading about. And then we've got our ship that we're doing. And I don't know about you, but I love the detail with this gray on this part of the sail to make it look really folded. That's why I'm taking my time with this and walking you through it. And I'll be showing you how to do the rest of this, and then we can pretty much call this one done. Okay guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous coloring. Love on each other, that's what we're known for in this group. Thank you so much for visiting. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. And we'll see what else trouble we can get into. All right, guys, and I've got several surprises for you coming up in the next couple weeks. I think you'll like them. All right, guys, take care. Bye.